Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayla salah. Hayla salah. Hayla falah. Hayla falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
Alhamdulillah. نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له اشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله يا ايها الذين امنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن الا وانتم مسلمون. أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر Salamun hiya hatta madlay al-fajr. Alhamdulillah, we praise Allah, we seek His aid and forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evils of ourselves and from the harm of wrongdoing. Whosoever Allah guides, no one can lead astray. Whosoever leads astray, no one can guide. And I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except Allah, who is one without any partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the seventh messenger. For believers fear Allah as he should be feared. You do not die except as a Muslim, one who submits to the will of Allah Ta'ala. Alhamdulillah. And so today we're in the last 10 days of Ramadan, and you know in the last 10 days of Ramadan there comes a time, or there's a special time. I mean, Ramadan is special by itself, but in Ramadan there's a special time, and it's the moment we've been, or the day or the night, if you will, that we've been looking for. We've been just waiting to get to, in one sense. But it's sad in another sense because it's a reminder that Ramadan is over, almost over. And that is the Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, which the Prophet told us to seek in the last 10 days, of Ramadan, and more particularly on the odd nights. But of course, we should always strive, and our scholars and our teachers have always encouraged us to, alhamdulillah, be mindful every night. Don't just wait for the odd night, itself, but the odd nights and the even nights. All of the nights are good. All of the nights are blessed. But there is one special. So if you again look at all of the nights, the same, if you will, then you'll get that blessed night for sure. You won't miss it. All right. And so it's important that we seek the Laylatul Qadr because, again, that's the Sunnah. That was the way of the Prophet ﷺ, and that's what he instructed us to. Okay? So again, Allah says, verily, we sent it down in the night of Qadr. And what will make you realize or know what the night of Qadr is? The night of Qadr is better than 1,000 months. Therein the angels and the Ruh, by Allah's permission, bring down the decrees of Allah. So peace until the rise of the dawn. And it's a rough translation, of the surah, Qadr. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in this short surah, he explains actually what Laylatul Qadr is. It is the night of Allah, it is the night Allah chose to send down the Quran. Some weeks ago I talked about the history of the Quran. You see. So when Allah revealed the Quran, the Quran came down 2 stages. He sent it down from Lawh Mahfuz, sacred tablet, to the lowest heaven, Baytul, Izzah, the house of honor. All right? Came all at once. See? And then from there, from Baytul Izzah, it came to the Prophet through Jibril over a period of 23 years. You see? So all that happened in Laylatul Qadr. Okay? And every year, in the month of Ramadan, as this sort of teaches us that the angels descend. Just as they descended when they brought down the Quran, okay? But every year in Laylatul Qadr, the angels and Jibril, the angels, plural, and Jibril, they come down. So imagine if you seek in Laylatul Qadr, and you catch it, subhanAllah, the angels are coming down, Jibril is coming down. Okay? All right? Well, that's what Allah says there. So Laylatul Qadr is a night, it's a special night, okay, that these angels come down. And they bring peace and they bring goodness. Just like when we gather in the masjid and we read the Quran, the Prophet said the angels descend. They bring mercy. They come, they surround us, and they pray for them. They go back to Allah. Your service that they're reading, studying your book, alhamdulillah. So likewise, alhamdulillah, later the Qadr, the angels come, all right? And they bring down the decrees. They bring down the decrees, for the next year, okay? So again, we sent it down on the night of power, on the night of Qadr, and what will make you realize with the night of Qadr, it is a night better than 1,000 months. So it's so special. It's worth, 1,000 months, okay? Translated into days, or years, 83 years and 4 months. So it's calculated to be. So the worship that you do, basically, and we all understand, but again, it's always good to hear that. It's refreshing every Ramadan. You say, wow, that one night of worship is equivalent to 83 years of worship. Wow, it's powerful. Lifetime, all in one night. So all of the things, so keep in mind, all of the things that you do, all the things that we do, and we certainly don't want to just be sleeping the whole night, okay? So the Prophet ﷺ, when the last 10 days of Ramadan came, and said that he would tighten up his belt string. In other words, he's getting ready for hard work. He would go real hard in the last 10 because it's on his way out, you see. And so he would inspire the believers and tell the believers to do the same. And he would command his family. He would go to his family and say, all right, you have to get up and worship Allah, because he was more conscious of the importance of this occasion than anybody. So, you can imagine how the message of Allah was. Come on, wake up, Aisha, wake up, Zainab, wake up, y'all got to get up and do some praying here, okay? All right? Do some Qiyam al-Layl, read some Quran, remember Allah, make dua, subhanAllah, right? Try to get close to Allah, subhanahu. Time is moving, it's going to be over soon, this opportunity will be gone. And the angels won't be coming down every night, you know what I'm saying? With the decree, they won't be coming down every night, bringing the blessing and praying for the believers, you see? Okay? So imagine that. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. So this is what takes place, at this surah, very beautiful surah, alhamdulillah, teaches us, so the blessing of that night, again, it's a lifetime of the worship. And that ayah explains it. It explains, the importance of it. That ayah itself tells us. You don't have to figure out, well, wow, what's so, hey, man, 83 years of worship. It's a lifetime. Most of us don't live no 83 years. We ain't gonna live no 83 years. Most of them don't live 83 years. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you get. In other words, it's like worshiping Allah for 83 years. That's a long life. It's a long time. You remind me of the hadith of the Prophet said, the best of you is he or she who lives a long life and they have good character. The best of you is he or she who lives a long life and have a lot of righteous deeds. Think about that. You see? So 83 years of worship, getting good deeds all in one night. All right? And so, alhamdulillah, Allah is most kind. Allah is most merciful, alhamdulillah. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has blessed us, and so this is what Laylatul Qadr is all about. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ said, I just mentioned a few hadiths. He said, whoever stands up seeking the Laylatul Qadr, with iman, meaning sincere, true iman, seeking the reward from Allah. So your intention got to be pure. You're only doing this for Allah. You want Allah. You believe. You have real iman. You believe. And you want, and that's important. You're not just you believe. That's some good. You believe in the rewards of Allah. You believe in the sanctity and the greatness of this night. So you believe. You have iman. You believe. That your worship this night is worth 83 years and 4 months of worship. You believe that. That's what it means, amen. You see? And you want that reward, and you want to be rewarded, for it by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If a person goes in with that attitude, his worship, believing, subhanAllah, and wanting Allah to reward them for that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will no doubt do that. Allah will forgive them all their sins. Forgive you your sins. But the niyyah, the heart, got to be real focused, man. Got to be sincere. This is what you want. You believe that this is going to happen. Allah will forgive you your sins. And that's what we want. Okay? And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, seek Laylatul Qadr, the night of decrees, in the last 10 days of Ramadan, particularly on the odd nights. And this is in the Sahih Bukhari. Another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, this month has come to you, and in it is a night that is better than 1,000 months. Wow. And whoever is deprived of it is deprived of all good. Can you imagine? If you miss that? No one is deprived of its good except one who is truly deprived. Ibn Majah. Ibn Majah. Record that narration. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Final hadith. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, she asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what should I say, or what should I supplicate on that night? And I think every Muslim knows this dua, all right? And they should know this dua. Where Allah told Aisha to say, "O Allah, you are the forgiver. You love to forgive, so forgive me. O Allah, you are the forgiver. You love to forgive, so forgive me. O Allah, you are the forgiver. You love to forgive, forgive me. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni." So this is the dua that we should say. And of course, alhamdulillah, you should say that much. Just keep repeating it. There's no limit. Just say it. Say it in your prayers, say it out of prayers, say it laying down, let it put you to sleep, it's not to take a nap, okay? But say it, Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. So that was the only instruction that the Prophet gave. Well, this is what to say. It's amazing, subhanAllah. We're thankful to Allah. We're thankful for the Prophet telling us that. There's no confusion on that issue. This is what you say. And interesting, the Prophet didn't give us a whole lot to memorize or to do. Simple. Like this do. There's nothing else. Everything else we do is what we do of our own. And of course, it's good, All right? to read Quran, of course. No doubt. Standing in camel, lay reciting Quran. The more Quran you know, the more you recite. If you're using the Mus'haf, you're standing in, and you read. Yes, yeah, of course you read Quran. Of course. That's a given. You see. So you're going to read Quran in Qiyam, or you're going to sit down and read Quran. Come on. That's what you do at night. Yeah. Okay. All right. And studying the Quran, pondering the Quran, reflecting on what Allah is saying, allowing your heart to reflect and be connected with the Quran. Absolutely. So as to build your faith. Alhamdulillah, so you can get close to Allah. Alhamdulillah. Yes, alhamdulillah. Making dhikr, la ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah, wahdahu, la sharika lah. Lahul mulk, lahul hamd, yuhyi wa yumeet, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim. Now, make those zikrs, yes. Make those zikrs, yes. That's what you be saying. So remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the best thing we can do, absolutely, because this is what Allah loves. And it's amazing, alhamdulillah, again, the Prophet taught us all of these du'as. He taught us all of these remembrances. You see? And so the best remembrances that you can give or do is the ones that Allah and the Prophet gave you. Whatever you can make up will not compare. There's no way. Whatever someone can give you, whatever you can say from your own heart, Allah already knows what you're supposed to say. Like I said before the other day, just to say, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban. I love that dua, and I think all Muslims love that dua, and all Muslims know that dua. So, oh Allah, give us the good in this world and the good of the hereafter, and save us from hellfire. Wow. You really got it going because you ask all of the good that you can think of. Is in that one dua. You ain't got to ask nothing because Allah knows what you want. He knows what you need. So if you can think of everything you wanted that's good for you and your family and your loved one, man, just that one dua is so comprehensive, it covers it all. In this life and the good in the hereafter. You see? And the good in the hereafter you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for is what? The paradise. You know what I'm saying? Paradise. Not only paradise, but firdaus. See? So this is that one dua. That's important, man. The du'as of the Prophet, amazing. The du'as that Allah gives him, and there's so many. When you read them, you reflect upon and say, wow, man, I don't need to make anything up. If I need money, if I need sustenance, Allah, all that is there. You see? Just ask Allah for it. You see? So, alhamdulillah. So, make the du'as you're doing tonight. Read Quran, ponder the Quran, you see? Alhamdulillah. Stand in Qiyam make istighfar, Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayhi. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayhi. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayhi. I seek the forgiveness of Allah and repent to Him. See? Make that, that was another one of the most frequent du'as that the Prophet made. Make it, go to sleep on it. It's okay. Make the zikr, Make the zikr, all of that is beautiful. All of that is good. And this is what we should be doing in that night. Busying ourselves. Getting close to Allah. Seeking Allah's forgiveness, man. Worshiping Allah. Fulfilling, again, that responsibility. Worshiping Allah. That's what it is. So we Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again, help us to get the benefit and the reward of that special night. Allahumma innaka afuwwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. And that's what we want. We want to be forgiven more than anything else. We want to be forgiven of our sins and our shortcomings. And so remember, Allah loves. He's a forgiver. He loves to forgive. And we ask Allah to forgive each one of us. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala khairil mursaleen Muhammadin nabiyyin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. And alhamdulillah, as I said, Ramadan is almost over. It's going so fast, Sometimes you don't know whether it's a good thing or bad thing, But of course it's all good because it's Allah's time. Allah controls the time, Allah brings the month in and at the right time, and He takes it away from us, all right? So of course. And those of us who are wise and smart, we take advantage of Ramadan. We get all of the good we can. We snatch it. grab every opportunity, all the forgiveness, and the purification of the heart, and the cleansing of the sins, and all the good. And like we talked about last week about taqwa, that's the bottom line. The bottom line of Ramadan, taqwa. When I'm teaching you how you're supposed to act all the time. It's a training. It's a school. I heard the brothers mention that yesterday when he lectures. I said, well, he said the same thing I said. I said, well, we're on the same page. You can't say anything different. Everybody's saying the same thing. SubhanAllah. Ramadan is a school for taqwa. We'll be in school to learn taqwa. 30 days. Learn how to be God-fearing. You see? And so Allah wants something from us, Muslims. The greatest dawah now, especially in the time we live in now, so it ain't the crowds no more, it ain't all that. It's really your behavior. How you interact with people one-on-one. So all of the good that you acquired in Ramadan, alhamdulillah, you got to let it, alhamdulillah, impact people that you interact with, man. That's the bottom line. You see? All right? So we have to keep that in mind. That's the time we're living in now. It's a different era, inshallah. Maybe another time I'll talk about that, inshallah. All right? But just reflect, brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah, this whole experience of fasting, which many of us have been doing for many years, over and over again, alhamdulillah. Let's don't go back to business as usual. Ramadan is over. Let's try to keep it. Let's try to retain all the good things that so we can reflect the piety, we can reflect the taqwa in our behavior on an everyday basis. That's what it is, man. Don't let me, it's over and I go, no, it's not good. I mean, we squandered it. We squandered it, man. We wasted it. You wasted 30 days doing an exercise of giving up food and drink and pretending that you were pious. Pretending to be God-fearing. Pretending. You don't follow up. It's hypocrisy. If we don't be better, we don't be better. And if we be better, the world will be better. Right now, the world is messed up. They ain't turning to Allah. You know that. We see that. This plague is still the plague. It ain't stopped. People still dying. It ain't let up. People ain't got no patience. They want to rush back into the dunya. They want to rush back into business as usual. Do the same old thing. Ignoring Allah. Being heedless of Allah. Be unmindful of the sins and the abominations and the wrongdoing that they do. They don't care. So we, as a Muslim, we are those who believe. We understand this. We understand this punishment. We understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a bigger plan. He has a bigger plan for us. But we have to ride it out with the rest of the human family. So we have to be the ones that pray. But we have to, at the same time, we have to set the example of people that pray. We have to set the example that we have the people that worship. By always, manifesting that example of goodness. So when people see you, they say, oh, look at that brother. Well, what do people about? What they is no. By reminding people, turn to God, man. Turn to Allah. That's what we got to do. Turn to Allah. Tell your co-workers and your neighbors when you get in a conversation with them. Let them know that, the president and the governor and the mayor and all of these people, they can't solve this problem. When you study the history of pandemics, them things been around for years. They hang for years before they can find a cure. Even when they find a cure, they still don't get rid of it. They still be there. People still be dying that you don't hear about. Look at AIDS, right? HIV. It's still around. They slowed it up some. It's still around. You don't hear the numbers of how many people are dying from it. It's real. But since 1981 to now, 25 million people died of it. 25 million. So those are the numbers. And in play that happened in history, they hung around for many, many years. And resurgence, and they're talking about that now. It's going to be a resurgence of this corona. It's real. Of course, we have to live. Life has to go on. But people ain't getting it, though. If we'll be casual and okay. No, but we shouldn't be. We have to tower candle. Just like we listen to the ulama, we listen to the doctors too, right? Yeah, let's not be hard-headed. We listen to the ulama and we listen to the medical people. We don't listen to politicians. They're confused. They're about politics. They're about money. They're about power. They don't care about your health and your well-being. They don't care about the elder dying. It's reality. You see? So we have to, alhamdulillah, we have to call people, remind people to turn to God, and turn to Allah one time. You know? So in closing, alhamdulillah, may Allah again accept our fasting. May Allah accept and give us and grant us, Laylatul Qadr. May Allah raise us, on these nights, inshallah, make us strong and good Muslims, and when we finish, inshallah, so we set a good example of da'wah, spreading Islam. Just want to make a few quick announcements before I end the talk. Zakat al-Fitr, alhamdulillah, it's $10. If you want to pay more, you can. I've seen some charts say 15, 13, 7. 10 is cool, alhamdulillah. In that range, 7 to 15, some say 20, for those who are more, have more money, more wealthy, okay? All right? So that's $10 per head, per family member, okay? So take care, that should be done before, the morning of Eid, even though we won't be coming out making the Eid prayer, right? But still and all, do it before the day before, or some days before, that is the sunnah, okay? Keep in mind that the Prophet ﷺ, he said, the zakat al-fitr is to make up. Ibn Abbas said it. May Allah be pleased with him. Ibn Abbas said that the zakat al-fitr, two things, and that is to compensate for the mistakes that you made in your fast. Whatever mistakes you may have made, then the zakat al-fitr will make up for it, number one, okay? All right. And number two, it is to help the needy and the poor, okay? So let's make sure we do that. Purify our fast by giving the zakat al-fitr, $10 per head, okay? And alhamdulillah, Allah will accept it, and the people who need can receive it. And Allah made it easy for us because we can send out zakat al-fitr. We go online with Islamic Relief, Ignorant Relief, these big organizations are doing phenomenal work all over the world, all year round. They're sending zakat there and sending monies to help the people, from all over the world, man. Muslim and non-Muslim, man. The poor and the needy, they're helping, okay? So you can send your zakat that way. Easy and whatnot, okay? If you want to send it to the mosque, the masjid, you can send it to our masjid, yeah, because we can use some zakat too. Absolutely. So don't say send everything overseas. We need to start. Charity starts at home, so we need to take care of us here. So pay your zakat here. You can send it to the masjid or bring it to the masjid, or you can pay online, however you want to do it. Take care of it though, before the Eid. So zakat al-fitr, again, I repeat, is $50. $10. Zakat al-mal, again, you have to go to some of the websites where they're doing seminars, and some of the scholars are talking about that. They give you the calculation and whatnot. If one reaches the nisab, the minimum now, I think it's based on gold. I think about 45, maybe 48, 49. That's what it can go up and down, depending on the market of the gold. You know what I'm saying? So if you got like $4,500 or $4,900 in the bank, if that's the nisab, then you have to pay 2.5% on that. And zakat, get it out the way, okay? But you have to check the follow up, get the right calculations and whatnot. There's a lot of there's a lot of information online with the details of that. Or you can talk to me afterwards in those in our community here who wishes to pay the zakat and they need the calculations. I can help them with that. But this is not a time for all of that, And alhamdulillah, finally, just tomorrow, inshallah, we're going to have a virtual fundraiser here. Our guest speaker is going to be Imam Abdul Wahab from Islamic Center of Melbourne. We do it at 6 o'clock, so we can finish in an hour. We want to raise some funds from Allah. So he'll be here talking, and people can chime in, if you will. They can connect and watch it, and they can make their donations, inshallah, through our website, inshallah, okay? And so, alhamdulillah, I wanted to finish with that. Finally, alhamdulillah, just be patient. Be patient. Be patient. That's what time we live in. Gotta be patient. Allah loves those who are patient. Allah is with those who are patient. We gotta be patient. Kuffar, no, they ain't patient. They ain't patient. But we patient. We're patient. We should be patient. And Allah talks about patience constantly. Now you can see the real beauty of having patience now. Being patient, subhanAllah. And being patient, and then be patient, worshiping Allah. Feel good and feel contented with just flow. SubhanAllah, just flow. Worshiping Allah, getting close to Allah, refining, purifying yourself. SubhanAllah, and just feel good about what you are about in the midst of all this confusion, all the diseases going on. You can just, alhamdulillah, you're holding on to the book of Allah, holding on to the sunnah of Allah. And if something hits you, it hits you. If it don't hit you, hey, it ain't supposed to hit you. Don't worry about it. And you do the best you can. And you take whatever precautions you can to offset all of the diseases and the things that's going on, the plague that they say, you see, but you remain content, you remain patient, alhamdulillah, whatever Allah brings, man, and continue to do what Allah expects of you to do, to worship Him, to seek His forgiveness, and to be grateful. So may Allah, alhamdulillah, bless you all, inshallah. May Allah help our ummah, help us to get through, inshallah. May Allah give us the mercy and give us the benefit and the goodness of the remaining days of Ramadan, inshallah. May Allah help us and may Allah accept our worship. Inna Allah wa malaikatu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Subhan rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.